From bass fishing Monopoly to the Alan Turing edition. Join us as we take a look at the 10 weirdest versions of Monopoly ever made.
The Superman Returns edition is a remarkable recreation of the 2006 film on which it's based, in that it's vaguely about real estate. Most people never finished it, and even huge Monopoly fans have now completely forgotten it even existed. Do you love the idea of fishing but are actively repulsed by water, boats, rods, the smell of fish, stupid hats, waders, and the thought of killing a living creature with a metal hook? Then Bass Fishing Monopoly is the board game for you. Enjoy the excitement of renewing your fishing license, delight at the tiny metal tackle box, and probably some other things as well. This industry-specific edition of Monopoly was given away to attendees of the 2007 Drug Information Association Conference in Atlanta. The box states, "With the Monopoly BBK Worldwide Clinical Research and Development Edition, now you can experience all the challenges and excitement of studying investigational treatments, enrolling clinical trials, and gaining the leading edge in the global clinical development marketplace. Build a study on Investigator Avenue, buy all 4 study phases, but watch out for your competitors' research centers on Patient Place and Blockbuster. It's a lot of fun for the family, perfect for that office retreat, even gives a new definition to board meetings." Nobody on the face of planet Earth has ever played this game. This obvious cash-in edition aimed at One Direction fans doesn't even have its own board pieces, unless the boy band have recently released a concept album based on battleships, boots, and old-fashioned steam irons. If this game was really aimed at die-hard fans, it would include chance cards like create a shrine around Harry Styles, vomit, miss a turn, write some awkwardly erotic fan fiction, collect $200, and wage an online campaign of hate against a girl once photographed with Zayn Malik, go straight to jail. This 2012 edition of the game uses its spaces, community chest cards, and chance cards to tell the story of Alan Turing, the father of computer science who helped break German codes during World War II. But while celebrating the life of a brilliant mathematician is to be applauded, Turing's story doesn't have a happy ending. Considering he spent the last few years of his life being persecuted by the British government for his homosexuality before being tragically driven to suicide, we're guessing the last few rounds of this version are harrowing to say the least. This version of Monopoly replaces cash with bank cards and stores a record of all your money electronically, teaching children 2 valuable lessons for modern living. You can buy whatever you want without really having any money, and everything you do can be completely wiped out by a minor IT problem. If you love the fast-paced action and special moves of the classic beat-em-up Street Fighter 2, you'll love this edition of Monopoly, in which you get to watch the same violent characters slowly build up their property portfolios. Will Blanca raise enough money to buy that dojo in Hong Kong, or will Zangief get there first and charge him rent instead? You'll probably have sonic boomed yourself in the face before you find out. The rules for the Moscow version of Monopoly are slightly different to most Western editions. At the start of the game, each of the players give all their money to the banker, who wears a mask of Vladimir Putin's face. They then take turns to move around the board quietly without dissent, and the winner is the last player to be wrongly imprisoned or stabbed with a polonium-tipped umbrella. After years of obsessively playing Monopoly as a kid, suddenly they announce there's a new version coming out. Yes, you're an adult now, but you still harbour a love for the game and hope that the new edition can help you recapture the magic of those first experiences. So the day it's released, you grab yourself a copy and rush home to play it. The box cover looks really cool just as you remember it, but then you start reading the rules, and they're full of incomprehensible stuff about treaties, trade federations, and midi-chlorians. Okay, you think to yourself, this seems a little dull, but once we get past this stuff, the fun's really gonna start. Then you roll a 4 and land on Naboo, and spend the next 6 hours cursing the guy who invented Monopoly for retroactively ruining your childhood. This special AC/DC edition is responsible for the longest game of Monopoly in history, which began when the first player picked up the dice and just shook them all night long. I'll see myself out.
Well, how about that? Thanks heaps for watching. I want to give a quick shout out to our friends over at Just Collecting. They're an awesome alternative to eBay for those who collect and sell things online. I highly recommend it. There's a link to their website in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.